War. It's a word that brings images of destruction, conflict, and loss, but in the context of the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war, it also signifies resilience, resistance, and the unyielding spirit of a nation. Today we delve into the current status of this gritty conflict. Recently, Ukraine was elected to serve on the Board of Governors for the International Atomic Energy Agency for the term spanning 2023 to 2024. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky sees this as an opportunity to influence decisions that are binding not only for the IAEA members, but for the international community as a whole. On the other side of the divide, Russia is planning to significantly increase its military spending. They cite the need to counter the ongoing hybrid war against them as the reason for this whopping 68% increase in their military budget slated for 2024. This escalation by Russia has not gone unnoticed by the international community. The world watches on as the stakes in this conflict continue to rise. The Russia-Ukraine war is a complex and ongoing conflict with new developments unfolding every day. The tremors of the Russia-Ukraine war are not just felt in these two nations, but resonate across the globe, influencing international politics and alliances. The international response to the conflict has been resounding. The United States, European Union, United Kingdom, and Canada have all imposed stringent sanctions on Russia. These measures target key figures, including Russian President Vladimir Putin and Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, and aim to impose economic penalties for the aggression against Ukraine. The sanctions extend to travel bans, asset freezes, and restrictions on access to technology, debt, and equity. There's a palpable escalation in the global effort to hold Russia accountable. In a significant move, NATO leaders activated the NATO Response Force, a clear sign of the alliance's readiness to respond collectively to emerging threats. However, the call to shut Russia out of the SWIFT financial messaging system, which would significantly cripple Russia's ability to conduct international transactions, remains a point of contention among European nations. Russia's suspension from the New START Treaty, an agreement that restrains the nuclear arms race between Russia and the United States, is causing significant unease. This move has been perceived as a jeopardization of global security, and the international community hopes for a reconsideration by the Kremlin. On the other side of the globe, China expresses concern about the Ukraine conflict spiraling out of control. Top Chinese diplomat Wang Yi met with the head of Russia's Security Council, agreeing to oppose Cold War mentality and strengthen multilateral cooperation. Nevertheless, warnings have been issued against China's involvement in the war, with the deputy mayor of Lviv cautioning that supplying lethal weapons to Russia could have unpredictable consequences for the Chinese economy and future. The international community continues to watch, react, and brace for the ripple effects of this conflict. Behind the political maneuvers and military strategies, there lies a grim reality: the human cost of war. Amid the devastation and displacement, there lurks a darker element of the conflict. Allegations of war crimes have surfaced, casting a shadow over the battlefield. Detention centers in Kherson, once a bustling city in Ukraine, were reportedly sites of unspeakable horrors. Detainees were subjected to torture and abuse, their tormentors seemingly intent on extinguishing the very essence of their Ukrainian identity. These centers, at least 20 in number, were not random manifestations of cruelty. Investigations suggest a systematic blueprint for oppression, with specific targets and coordinated operations. The chilling goal was to eliminate resistance to the occupation, an endeavor that extended even into the classrooms where Ukrainian curriculum was forcibly removed. Russia, however, denies these allegations, dismissing them as baseless. Investigations into these war crimes are ongoing, as the world watches with bated breath, yearning for justice. The financial links between these detention centers and the Russian state have been unearthed, adding another layer of complexity to the narrative. As the world grapples with the political implications of this war, it is the human cost that remains the most tragic and enduring aspect of this conflict. As we stand today, the Russia-Ukraine war continues to redefine the geopolitical landscape, with new developments unfolding at a rapid pace. Ukraine has been elected to serve on the Board of Governors for the International Atomic Energy Agency, a position it hopes to use to influence international decisions. Meanwhile, a small number of Ukrainian pilots have begun language training, preparing for training on F-16 fighter jets. On the Russian front, Moscow plans to boost its military spending by 68% in 2024, a move justified by the ongoing hybrid war against Russia. President Vladimir Putin has praised recent elections in the declared annexed regions of Ukraine, a stance that has been dismissed by the international community. In the midst of these developments, U.S. President Joe Biden plans to host a summit focused on cooperation between the U.S. and European Union, with a keen eye on the situation in Ukraine. The conflict has seen harsh international sanctions imposed on Russia, with the potential for more should the situation escalate. The trajectory of the conflict remains uncertain, with both sides holding firm. However, the international community continues to push for a peaceful resolution, providing support and aid to Ukraine while exerting pressure on Russia. The Russia-Ukraine war, a conflict that has shaped the world in profound ways, continues to unfold. The world watches, waits, and hopes for a resolution that brings peace to these embattled nations.